Mallard flank feathers were around like 3 centuries, actually technically way before that, before Gallup made them famous on the zoo cougar and the boogeyman. They were used in wet flies, old school wet flies that are awesome. And we're going to tie a old school wet fly and a zoo cougar in this video. So, yeah, I mean... Hey! Yesterday was Valentine's Day. Pink and white balloons for Jeanette. Today's my birthday, though. So it kind of works. Funny story, growing up when your birthday is the day after Valentine's Day, all your birthday cakes are pink. So Mallard flank. Mallard flank is something that took me a while to really kind of figure out. I never really was comfortable using it. I didn't know how to use it, where to use it. It just wasn't something that I really liked. And I'm an old school wet fly guy. I think I've said that a lot lately. I tie a lot of old school wet flies, and I used to tie a whole lot of them with like the wings and all that stuff. I love doing that. And they make great wings on wet flies. You know how Gallup, like in the boogeyman, when we just tied the boogeyman, how Gallup will lay the wings over the body on streamers and stuff like that, as a way of creating shoulders without any weight at all. It's genius. It really, really is. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we're gonna tie an old school wet fly that I really, really like, that we're actually bringing it into this century. And we're going to do a zoo cougar too. So I've had so many requests for zoo cougars on my channel, you wouldn't believe it. So we're gonna do one. We're gonna do one. So we talked earlier about some uses for Mallard flank, and this stuff is really, really versatile. It actually is a lot more versatile than when I first started using it that I ever thought it would be. So we're seeing this stuff used as cheeks on streamers, like I said, as the backing, as like a back over streamers to give a wide-ish profile. Dry fly tails, nymph tails, they're great for perdigon tails. The natural colored one is great for tails on nymphs, but perdigons, you know, all sorts of stuff. And even dry flies. I've seen this stuff used as posts on dry flies. It's just a pretty versatile product. So these feathers come from the flank of the bird. I hate to say, hey Captain Obvious, but Mallard flank comes from the flank of a duck. But they come from like this area, if that makes sense. Like that area. Yeah. So like I was saying, I'm a big fan of soft hackles and old school wet flies and stuff like that. And this stuff is used so much in those old school wet flies. I really like it. I love the variegation. So let's jump over to the vise and tie one of those old school wet flies with a new school twist. So for this great little wet fly, we're going to start with the Mustad Alpha Point Heavy Wet Fly in the hook. This is a size 10, which is a little big, but you know. For the tail, we're using Mallard flank. Super sparse. For the body, we're going to use Hemingway's synthetic tapered peacock quills. These things are great. We're going to go over these things in the next video, but this is what they are, just a tapered fake quill. For the underwing, we're going to use Hungarian partridge. This is our tie-in point. We want to stay pretty sparse here. For the wing, we still have our mallard flank. I'm going to pull even amounts of fibers off of each side of this feather. So how these feathers work is each side of the stem has a different curve to it. This side, the fibers curve this way. This side, the fibers curve this way. They both curve toward each other. So they're completely different fibers. So I'm going to try to grab as many fibers off of the right side as I do the left side. So I have my right side feathers and my left side feathers, and see how different they are? They're curved toward each other. I'm going to lay them on top of each other. And you can semi-marry these feathers together just by petting them. So we're going to take these fibers, measure them just to the bend of the hook, and with a super loose wrap to begin with. Watch this. No thread pressure. We're going to bind it down. Build a little bit of a head, and whip finish. So if you've watched many of my videos, you've seen me sing the praises of just using white thread or black thread, because there's these things in different colors. And you have a finished mallard flank wet fly. I love that little thing. I love it. Okay, so let's talk colors. I really don't know why this is, but it's like we have lots of colors at certain times and then very few colors at other times. One of the main things that I think you'll run into the most is there's going to be 4 main colors that you can pretty much find all the time. Olive, wood duck. It's just dyed to look like the color of wood duck. Just, yeah. Yellow and brown. And not to mention the natural color. You can always find the natural color. But if you're looking for a specific color, those 4 colors are the main colors that you can pretty much find all the time. There are 12 different colors of this, but I'm just telling you right now, it's not always easy to find them. For the Zoo Cougar, I'm starting off with a Gamakatsu SP11 3L3H. This is a size 2. For the tail, we're going with Marabou. For the underbody, I'm going with Olive Ice Dub. For the underwing, I'm going with Arctic Fox. Arctic Fox soaks up a little bit more water than the calf tail, and it just creates a little bit extra movement. And the calf tail doesn't prop the wing up anyway, so. For the wing, you guessed it, we're going with Mallard flank. That's where we are so far from the top and from the bottom. For the head, we're going with deer body hair. To create the collar, I'm going to put the tips into a packer. I'm telling you, if you haven't gotten one of these, just do it. It's gonna make your life so much easier. There'll be links in the description of the video. Before I trim these heads, I always brush them out with the dog brush. You guys have seen me talk about it a lot. Just get one. Trust me. And a good razor blade. I'm gonna start on the bottom and cut it flat. And the top, bend your razor blade. And you have the finished zoo cougar. I love the zoo cougar. It's one of the first night fishing flies that I ever used. This was a long time ago. Showing my age. So I hope we opened your eyes a little bit to Mallard flank. It seems like it seems like this product gets shoved aside for other things in different ways. But it is a very versatile product. I love it. I absolutely love it. I used to use it a whole lot. And I kind of got away from it. I don't know why. No idea why. But now I'm coming back to it. I just really, really like it. So, I mean, I guess little announcement. I've started filming again when I go fish. And I've got some fishing videos that are coming out too. So, stay tuned for those. They're fun, they're different, and you're gonna see some old faces from like the Streamer Chronicles days that are coming to fish with me. So yeah, it's fun. It's so fun. But thanks for sticking around to the end of the Mallard flank video. Now let's give away some stuff from the previous video. The random comment generator picked Andrew Walter. Andrew or Walter? That's my father-in-law's name. Shoot me an email or shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll get a care package out to you. For your chance to win the flies in this video, like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll have the random comment generator pick a random comment, send you stuff. It's pretty easy. Nothing to it. It's free. Unless you want to become a member, which helps me out a lot. I mean, just saying. Link in the description for becoming a member. Just give it a shot. You'll like it.